Hi there, and welcome to the fourth video in my Manga Monday series. One moment. Lie down. Good boy. Yeah, my dog is lying next to me while I do these videos, and I'm just trying to not have her make too much noise. She's super cute. I'll do a video about her someday, I guess. Maybe. Who knows? Who cares? Anyway, fourth book in my manga adventure was DN Angel. I mean, I watched a lot of YouTube videos about manga, and a lot of the videos I found were like collection walkthroughs, and DN Angel was one of the books that I saw a lot of times. It is also one of the books that that they had the first volume of in my local used bookstore, so I picked it up. I figured if so many people has it, it must be great. And here we are. And in a couple of minutes, I'll tell you if it is. Is that click? No, you already clicked. It's not clickbait. You already clicked. Why am I pointing away from? Who am I pointing at? I'm pointing at you. You there. No, this is not clickbait. It's. I'll never get used to this camera. Everything is flipped because I'm looking at myself on the screen. Anyway, selfie cam for the win. Woohoo! DN Angel. Here it is. So, what is this book about? Well, it's about this guy, and I know that I keep on saying this guy instead of putting people's names in there, but like I tried to explain in the first video, I see people's faces. That's why I have such a hard time reading like pure textbooks, because I need faces instead. And I love comic books because you just get the faces. You don't have to remember the names. I mean, I barely even remember who's Batman anymore. Wanna know my secret identity? Anyway, I'm getting so sidetracked. DN Angel. It's probably just because I don't want to talk about it. Spoiler alert, is he gonna give this book a bad review? You bet your sweet ass he is. Anyway, DN Angel, what's it about? The guy here on the front page turns 14, 18? It's a coming of age book. It's about going from childhood to adulthood. I have nothing against coming of age stories. There are plenty of great ones. It is basically what Spider-Man, my favorite comic book character so far, is all about. So I have no problem with coming of age stories. I really don't. But this is just a bit on the nose. He turns this certain age and then something happens. What happens then? Well, he gets an alter ego. So at certain points in time, he will change into this master thief. And he already knew for a while that there was something with some thieving, because he can open any lock. And he never wondered why. So once he turns 14, 18, I think it's 14. Once he turns 14, he turns into this super thief, and this super thief announces what he's gonna rob and when, and then he does it, because that's just how confident he is. Which is the complete opposite of the main character. He is shy and a bit to himself. He was just rejected by the girl that he likes, because he finally got up the courage to tell her, I really like you, and she was like, nah, I don't like you. And suddenly he gets an alter ego. And I mean, again, this is a tale as old as time. Boy meets girl, boy likes girl, boy tells girl he likes her, and girl doesn't like him back. So the boy changes personality to try and be the boy that she wants to be with. And then he starts to get some conflict inside his head, because do I then be myself and be true to everything that I love and the person that I've been for all these years? Or do I try to become someone new, someone that the girl of my dreams would love? And hopefully you'll end up finding out that no, you're good enough just the way you are, and if she doesn't like you for the person that you are, then you shouldn't be with her. She does not deserve you. Anyway, he gets an alter ego. Who's a master thief. This master thief is full of self-confidence. He is everything the main character is not. And the main character has to go through some things and has to let the alter ego do some things, steal some things in order to get rid of him. And I have a feeling he will not get rid of him until the end of the series, if he even gets rid of him by then. I will not know. He's in love with this girl. This girl has an identical twin. And his alter ego is in love with the identical twin. So, there you have the next super on the nose, super classical thing. Do you love her for her looks? Do you love her for someone you perceive her to be, but who is not really the person that they are inside? Could it be that the identical twin actually is the one that loves you? So you love one girl, her identical twin loves you, but you love the first girl because of some wrong things, and at some point you'll figure out that the one you really want is the other one, and now you can have her because you... This is turning into the kind of intrigue that I try to avoid in any story. I mean, had this been a movie, had this been the first third of a movie, I would have changed channels. I mean, it's so on the nose, it's so... I mean, sure enough, I feel like they have just taken the top 100 of stories told a billion times and then selected a couple of subjects out of that and said, okay, let's use this and this and this and this and this. And then whenever, okay, we need some drama, let's take another one. So there's just... The metaphor in this book, and I'm all for metaphors, I really am, but they're not very well hidden. So they're not very metaphorical, they're very on the nose, they're very direct. And I am certain that this book has an audience, and a big one, but I'm not part of it. This book was just not meant for me. In the exact same way that Sleepless in Seattle is probably a great and awesome movie, like You've Got Mail, all those movies that are probably great if you are the right kind of person who enjoy that kind of material. I mean, I know a lot of girls. My mom loves those kinds of movies, man. My mother, she made me watch Sleepless in Seattle when I was a kid. True story. I walked into the living room. She was watching this movie, and I sat down next to her, just staring into the TV, you know, like you do when you're a child. And after like 10 minutes of nothing happening at all, I asked my mother, like, for real, what are you watching? What is this? Is this movie supposed to have no content at all? And she came up with this funny idea that she would try to make me watch it by continuously telling me that in just a moment this is gonna happen. She kept on telling me, no, seriously, you need to wait. In 5 minutes, aliens will come down from the sky with laser weapons and they're gonna kill all of them. Okay, I guess I'll have to watch this. And she kept on coming up with these things until I had watched the entire movie. So I have watched Sleepless in Seattle, and it was a pain for me. I mean, I have a fun story now, and kudos to my mother for that, but that movie was not made for me. I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I'm saying that I'm not the intended audience. And that is exactly how I feel about this book. If you are a teenage girl who is looking for some love drama, you might very well enjoy this book. I don't know. I can't tell you if it's any good because there's so many things in here that I just dislike, that I've seen so many times before. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. Sure enough, I hate chick flicks because you can say that, oh, this happens, then this happens, you know. Here's a typical chick flick for you. Boy meets girl, they like each other, but the girl already has a boyfriend, but he's a complete asshole. And then throughout this movie, you know, they become better and better friends, and she feels like, oh, perhaps I should leave my asshole of a boyfriend and get a good boyfriend instead. And she talks to this new guy and tells her his deepest inner secret, and then she finally leaves her boyfriend, and she just disappears to nowhere. And the only way that the new guy can find her is if he actually listened when she told him about the secret. And I can make fun of this all day long, but it would make no sense with this background. Because I could say exactly the same thing for all the superhero stuff that I love so much. This boy, suddenly, oh, his parents die. Yeah, Spider-Man, Batman, Green Lantern, All of them. Their parents die, or they get separated from their parents, or whatever. They don't have parents because superheroes can't have parents for whatever reason. At some point, they get superpowers. I know Batman doesn't technically have superpowers, but he is a little bit smarter than you probably could be in real life. So at some point he gets superpowers. Batman's superpower is money. So they use these superpowers to do something good to make their dead parents proud. And lo and behold, all of a sudden, there's a bad guy who also has some superpowers. I mean, it's the same story all over again. Every single time. And I know it, but I love it and I enjoy it most of the time. And that is where a good metaphor comes in. Because you can then use these stories to put in a metaphor for whatever it is that you want to put out there. Take, for instance, Guardians of the Galaxy 2. That really had something to say about fatherhood and how your adopted father is, in all cases, probably more of a father to you than your biological father. The father who has been there for you is your real father, not the one who happened to deliver the semen. So that's great, but that's all very well packaged inside of the story that we've seen a billion times before. So that is what I have to say about Dean Angel. The grade that I'm going to give this book is going to be very harsh because I really did not enjoy this book. I absolutely hated it. It is the embodiment of everything that I hate in storytelling. So I'm going to give it a 1 out of 10. But remember, this is my opinion, my own personal opinion, and I am certain that there will be people out there who will absolutely love and adore this book. So take it with a grain of salt. It's not for me. This is the worst book I've ever read. It really is. Had it not been a manga, which means that it's so fast to read. I mean, it took me like 20 minutes to read this. Had that not been the case, I would not have finished it. I really wouldn't. So that's it. Hate the book. I really hate it. If you want it, you can have it. I'm never going to read this again. I'm going to take it back to the used bookstore with Q and get something better, hopefully. So, yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching another book. I tried to make this funny title, Manga Monday, because it's funny to say, Manga Monday, and then I can't say it in the end of my own video. That's just super stupid, man. Okay, anyway, this has been my 4th Manga Monday. DN Angel, girl stuff, not for me, 1 out of 10. Throw it in the trash, whatever, read it if you like it, I don't care. I'll see you next week, where I'm gonna review Naruto. Yeah, on my 5th Manga Monday. Bye-bye.